Hello, welcome, welcome. We are so glad you guys are here tonight. I'm Beth McCullough. I blog at stampingmom.com, and I'm here every Tuesday night with my sweet husband, Steve.
Hi, everybody.
You ready to make some cards, Steve?
Hey, let's make a card.
Or you're ready to chat? That's what you like to do, isn't it?
And try and confuse you as you make a card.
Yeah, that's not good. I don't need much confusion. Okay, here's the card. It folds flat. This is an old beachy fence on the ocean. It says relax and enjoy in white embossing powder. This little sun is popped up. There's shells and things scattered all over the beach. Super fun card to make. Mainly, everything came out of Notes and Totes. Do you guys have this yet? It's from the annual catalog. I know that because it has a yellow dot. It's part of my organizational system. But I do love this bundle, and I think you would love it too if you don't have it. And guess what? We do free shipping at Stampin'Up 2, 3, 4 times a year, and it starts tomorrow. Free shipping is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. Our normal rates are 11% for shipping, so it's actually a really good deal. And you need to order at least $75.
It's like Menards. It's an 11% rebate.
Exactly. It's Menards Day here at Stampin' Up! Tonight, or for the next 3 days. Also, I was going to say something before you talked about Menards. Oh, if you live in the Des Moines area, you can combine orders. Send me your order and we can put it in as one if you don't have $75. Outside of Des Moines, you need to come up with $75 to get your free shipping.
Something tells me that's probably not hard.
It is not hard. So we were gone this weekend. We were in Chicago. We went to see the Chicago Cubs.
Go Cubs, go!
And we need to talk about that as we're stamping the card because I have some things to say about that. But it's been rainy here, Des Moines, and much of the country has turned into a rainforest. And my paper pumpkin was delivered on Saturday, and we got home on Sunday. And look at this, you guys. It's completely soaking wet. But kudos to Stampin' Up! It was packaged in plastic in a box that was packaged in plastic, and when I picked it up the whole thing was soggy. But they're actually sending me, I don't know if it's a refill or what, but I'm excited because it's strawberries and flowers and cute, bright, happy things.
Wait, they're replacing it?
Can you believe that?
Well, that's nice.
I called and told them Monday morning, and they're like, we will send you another one.
Okay, but did you have tears in your voice as you were...
I don't think so. I tried not to push it too far. But anyway, I love this card. Can you put up the Stamping Joy Club graphic? We have had 2 new friends join Stamping Joy Club in the last couple weeks. And they have joined by joining my team. So if you sign up with me to be a demonstrator, you not only get free shipping on the order, you get a free paper pumpkin, you get 20% off going forward, but you also get my Joy Club. And my Joy Club is $25 a month if you buy it month by month, or you can buy a year's membership and get 2 months free. Several gals do that. The rest of them, if you join my team, all that's free. So it's a really good deal. I would encourage you.
These gals have a lot of fun.
We do have a lot of fun.
Club. I'd say there's a lot of joy in the Joy Club.
A lot of joy happens there. So if you're already on a team and happy where you are, I'm not trying to get you to stop. Okay, you can still join Joy Club. And if you join the annual membership, which most people do, you get the 2 months free. But if you are not a demonstrator and you're considering it, if you join with me, you'll get both my team and my club. So it is a great deal. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you isn't on any of Steve's notes. And it is how to make this fence. So I just lined up the fence. First of all, the fence is made with DSP, the Country Woods DSP, and you can tell it's white with like a crumb cake, like the white paint scraped off. I ran it through this die twice, so I have 6 of the, what are we going to call those? Fence posts.
Pickets.
And then I have 2 of the crossbars by running this through twice. And now on this one, you can tell I have 4 together and kind of a space and 2. It doesn't matter. This is an old fence on a beach. So do it however you want to do it. But I was going to show you, I do have this glass mat. So down in the corner of the glass mat, which you can't see, I just lined it up. And I knew that this panel that it's going on is 4 1/4. So I tried to make the fence come within 4 inches. And I just laid out the 6 fence posts. Then I used 12 mini glue dots. I rubbed them together. I guess you wouldn't even have to do that. This is thick enough. And I lined it up where it was going to be. Like here, this is the 4 1/4 line. And I put the mini glue dots on the 6 fence posts. And then I just laid the crossbar on it. And then I did the same thing here. It doesn't matter what measurement. It's where you want them to be. Just find a line if you have this glass mat. It's super useful. So that is how I put together the fence. Because you can see this top part of the fence. It's hanging out. It's not attached to anything. So you need your fence to be attached before it goes on. Okay? Now let's start with the card base, and you have that, Steve. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and then it's scored at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. And this is the part of the card that's sitting here like this. Before we add the next part, well, let's do the next part and then we'll just keep going. The next one is also 11 inches long, and it is 2 1/4 inches tall. So I'm doing the exact opposite. This one is scored at 4 1/4 and 7. So the 2 short sides go with the 1 long side, and then it fits together like this. So pretty easy. Okay, now I'm going to come back to this.
Oh wait, I forgot to do the 2 1/4 by 11.
Okay, so it's blueberry bushel cardstock, and I'm going back to the card base. Okay, then the next thing we have is a 5 1/4 length by 4 inch up and down DSP. Do you remember this DSP, the Full of Life? That is what I used for all my sky and ocean, is the Full of Life. So it's interesting what's on the other side of the pages. And Relax and Enjoy comes in the Notes and Totes, but it wasn't going to fit that way. So I covered the and Enjoy with just normal Scotch tape. And then I inked up the Relax with Versamark, and I stamped it. And then I did the opposite. I covered the Relax and I put the Enjoy. Now you can tell on this one, I have more space between the Relax and Enjoy. On this, I have less space. So you do you. Make it how you think it looks good. And then I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this inside the card base. Now I have 2 other pieces of this DSP, and again I have kind of the bluish color at the top and the more green at the bottom, because I'm saying in this case my sky is blue and my ocean is green. Around here a green sky makes the tornadoes, and we have a tornado warning outside. We don't need one in the card.
It's
right,
not
Steve?
for our specific area. It's just north of here.
Okay. So I use that same paper again, blue at the top, green at the bottom. Now these 2 pieces are 2.5 inches across and 4 inches up and down. Can you find the graphic for that, honey?
Yes.
And when I have the 2 in parentheses, that means there's 2 of them. And then it's 2.5 inches by 4 inches. And I don't always do this, but I try to do the across measurement first and then the up and down measurement second. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue those on, and then I will get back to you. Do you want to start
Sure.
talking about our trip?
So we made the trip to Chicago, and we got up early and drove it in a straight shot, and basically did not stop until we got to our parking garage in Wrigleyville. And it was interesting, the parking garage. We wanted to be in a garage because we're going to have all our luggage and stuff in the car, and so I didn't want to leave it on the street. And the parking spaces were as small as any garages I've ever seen. But luckily we drove.
I was driving and you didn't tell me that. Yeah. I thought it was just me being finicky.
No, and luckily we drove Beth's car, which is smaller than my truck. But we got it in there, and we didn't end up getting any dents or anything. It was fine. We walked to lunch. We have a restaurant in Wrigleyville called Rice and Bread, which is a Korean restaurant. And my brother introduced us to that restaurant. He takes his 2 girls there that they adopted from Korea because it's authentic Korean food, and we really like it too. So, and then we went to Wrigley Field, which was it a good day for a Cubs game, Beth?
It was a great day. I've got to tell you, we've gone every year for 40 years, right? At least once. And every year I think the skies will be beautiful and it'll be shady where we're sitting, and it won't be too hot. I won't be too cold.
And it'll be a fast game.
And they'll win. Okay, so usually we're cold, we're hot, we're losing the game usually with the Cubs, and we're uncomfortable. Okay. It wasn't like that on Friday. I was like, I would come to a Cubs game every week if it was going to be this nice out. So it was truly, truly lovely.
Gorgeous. Quick game. Cubs won. We got to sing the song at the end, and
it couldn't have been any better, could it?
And then
Wait, stop with the then.
Okay.
I need to keep going here. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we have, yep, that's the right graphic. More Full of Life DSP. This is the one with kind of greens and blues on the back. It's a little more subtle on the back. A lot of green on the front. On this first time, this was made several weeks ago with the Soft Waves embossing folder. The Soft Waves, I don't know if this ever happens to you. I try very hard to be organized. It's here somewhere. I just don't know where. I don't know if someone borrowed it. I don't know if I lost it. Sometimes I put it together with a project so I'll be able to show it to you then. And, you know, maybe it's a future project and I don't know. But anyway, it's not here. So instead, I used the, is it called So Swirly? It's over there by you, Steve. On the embossing, look on the black Big Shot. What is that embossing folder called in your hand?
So Swirly.
So Swirly. I use So Swirly. So use So Swirly or Soft Waves. But I cut the DSP, and this is 4 inches across and 2 inches tall. The next one, they're all 2 inches tall, okay? The next one's 2.5 inches, and this last section is 3 3/4. So I am just going to center these on the 3 sections. And then I got a piece of crumb cake cardstock, and this was in the beginning 10 1/4 long and 1 1/4 high. And the way the sand was made is there are speckles right here in the notes and totes. So on this crumb cake, we stamped early espresso ink all over the crumb cake, and then we ran it through the plaster painting embossing folder, and we did it on the edges where it's got this kind of, you know, gritty sand with the waves coming up. Do you see it? Here, let's use some wet paper pumpkin. So the plaster has all these waves and then these gritty sides. So that's the reasoning for that. So they are stamped and embossed. And after they're stamped and embossed, you just take scissors and freehand and start higher at the 1 1/4 and slope your way up and down whatever feels right because these are waves coming into the ocean. Are you all with me on this? You feel the waves. Steve feels the waves coming in, don't you, baby? So then they're cut apart in the same measurements as this. So this first one is 4 inches long. This one is 2.5, and this is 3 3/4. So I'm going to glue the sand onto the waves and center them on these blue sheets. And it's going to take me a minute. But Steve has things he wants to tell you. So
I was in my mind, I was singing reggae songs from, like, the Caymans.
I thought maybe you were singing,
Don't worry.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs. Too bad I can't sing.
We did sing the Go Cubs Go song, that's for sure. So, yeah, after the game, we got to experience some real Chicago because we got in a massive traffic jam. Game got over at 4:30, and we had to make our way from Wrigley Field to the Kennedy and then take the Kennedy all the way out to Hoffman Estates. And it took us as long...
Because we were going to gymnastics, right?
So
every trip we have has really fun parts, like we just told you. The glorious lunch at Rice and Bread in Chicago. You guys have to go there. It's so good. Mm-hmm. I put a picture on Facebook of what I ate. Ask my sister-in-law. It's called Bebop something in a hot pot with a fried egg on top and rice and vegetables. It's so good. But anyway, we told you the high parts.
Bop.
What is it?
Vegan Bop.
Okay. Can you spell that?
Yeah. No,
I
can't.
Okay, so that was a highlight. The Cubs game was a highlight. Here was the dip in our trip this weekend, is what he's talking about.
The dip was trying to get from Wrigley Field to the Kennedy after the game. And it was so funny because Google Maps kept rerouting us. It was trying to take us a faster way. And it just so happens that the 4 people in front of us also had Google Maps. And it was rerouting them exactly like it was rerouting us. So we just followed the same 4 cars that kept getting rerouted. But the problem that I figured out with Google Maps is it reroutes everybody. So now we have another traffic jam created by Google Maps rerouting people, right? So anyway, we eventually got to a point where we were going to run out of gas.
We had to go to the bathroom.
And
we were going to run out of gas. How does that happen? We always stop
and by
at
this
the
point,
Oasis on the way there. But we didn't. Why didn't we?
Well, because we wanted to get the lunch before the game.
Okay.
So at that point, I said, Beth, I know what's going on. We keep getting rerouted into traffic jams because it's rerouting everybody. So we're going off the navigation system. I know where to go. I'm looking at the map. I've got a route, and there's a gas station right there. So we did. We broke free of navigation.
Okay, let's say the gas station we went to, saying there was a restroom there, is not...
It was a true Chicago experience.
It was... The gal was behind bulletproof glass, okay? And I walked in and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, is there a bathroom I could use while we get gas?" Trying to tell her I'm buying something. And she's like, "It's down that hallway." Well, the hallway, did you notice that was blocked
there was
by
a
a cooler
thing. So there's only about that much space to try and get through.
I'm not a tiny gal. I'm like, well, I have to go to the bathroom bad enough. I'm going to fit through the space. And then I get back there. Okay, I don't think I've seen a dirtier, more neglected. I mean, I was like looking around for mice and rats. I was like, oh, don't look. Just
do your job.
Yeah, it was not the bathroom it wasn't Casey's, folks, okay?
Okay, go back into your car.
Oh, sorry.
So, yeah, but the thing was, then we were right there to get onto the Kennedy. We got on the Kennedy. It was really slow. Finally, it sped up. We got out to Hoffman Estates. We were smart enough to break into the cooler because we'd brought food with us, contingency food, if you will. And so we just ate yogurt and protein bars.
My fresh cucumbers from my garden.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They were the treat.
They were crinkle cut and ready to go.
And cold. So
yes.
So that made it tolerable to be in the traffic jam on the Kennedy.
And we talked a lot and
yes.
we tried to stay calm, right?
And we talked about what we were going to see at the gymnastics. So I don't know if you all know this. Well, obviously you do, because you've watched these videos before. You know that my wife is one of the world's biggest gymnastics fans. So this was an elite meet with the...
Which means they're trying for the Olympics.
Yes.
It's not college.
Not college. They're trying for the Olympics. And the headline gals that were there included...
Can I stop you just
Sure.
for a minute? Okay, I'm ready to attach this. I have the waves and the sand on. And look where it's going to attach. I'm going to attach part of this piece, not the whole piece. So I'm going to put the glue down here. So I'm only gluing to this first panel right here. And then the rest of that panel and the middle panel are free. Then we're gluing this back panel all the way over to the side like this, and then it'll shut.
It's important to glue the right
So
pieces
basically
there.
glue goes at this end and this end and nowhere else, okay?
So Hesley Rivera was the headliner along with Jocelyn Robertson and Leanne Wong. And
lots of my favorites, Hesley Rivera.
I already said her.
And then Claire Peasley, which is
Claire Peace. So here's what happened. I said, Beth, we're staying in the hotel that's right next to the Now Arena in Hoffman Estates.
Do we do that on purpose? We always meet gymnasts and coaches when we do that.
We didn't do it. It's the most convenient. We could walk and just park the car. We didn't have to pay for parking, which parking was $20. And we went
25.
We went to 2 different events, so it's $50.
We actually went to 3. We would have paid $75 in parking.
Right.
See, I can spend $75 on the free shipping day tomorrow because I saved it on parking last weekend.
We could put it toward the cost of the tickets and the hotel and everything else.
That costs money too.
Yeah, so anyway, just so happens I went down for breakfast to get coffee and ran into a mom taking a plate up to the back to the room, and I said, somebody gets breakfast in bed. And she said, yeah, my daughter's in the meet today. And I said, well, who is it? And she said, Claire Pease. And I said, who's your coach? And she said, the Lukins, who are famous. Nastya Lukin was a gold medalist.
They're the Russians, Nastia's parents.
Yeah. And I told her best of luck. And I said, you know what? We're not cheering for anyone in particular, so we're going to cheer for Claire today. And she said, I'd really appreciate that. So we kind of adopted Claire as a person that we would cheer for. And so then we went down to lift weights.
Can I say how we put the fence on?
Sure.
Do you guys come here to chat with us, or do you really want to know how to make the card? Maybe both. I hope it's both. Okay, so for this card, I told you before, there's no glue on the back of that. So we can glue at least the first 3 posts all the way and the bottom posts all the way. And then we're just going to lay it on here. I don't want it to cross the edge of the end. It doesn't matter if it crosses over here because it's not impeding anything. So I'm going to put glue on and do that. After I do that, these pebbles that I like for the beach that are on here, can you see those? They're really pretty. They're flat adhesive back pearls. These are on the last chance list. I'm going to sprinkle some pearls around, and then I use the die cuts from the Notes and Totes again. Excuse me. And I cut out seashells and of orange and purple and green. And again, it's different full of life DSP. So I bet you have some scraps of that. You can get some shells and things. So I'm going to glue on the fence, the embellishments, and the shells. And I did already pop up the sun. The sun was stamped also from the Notes and Totes. So I heavily used this bundle on this card. Ask me in the comments what questions you have. And as Steve is telling you about our fun weekend, tell us what you did last weekend or what you're looking forward to doing, what you like to do for fun.
I'm going to run the Prize Patrol banner while we're at this. So we decided we were going to go work out in the little gym at the hotel, and it's in this back hallway. We turn the corner of the back hallway. There's 2 gymnasts practicing their beam routines and their coaches, and it's the Lukins, and it's their 2 girls, which were Hesley and Claire.
And Hesley is a gold medal Olympic champion already because she went with the older girls to the Olympics last summer.
Right. And so we excused ourselves and tried not to disrupt
yes,
them.
we tried not to.
So-
Here I am going, yay, I get to meet you. And instead I'm like playing it cool, going, excuse us, thank you. And I wanted to say, I know all of you.
Let me take pictures with everybody. Completely disrupt your concentration as you're practicing. So,
But I did not do
she
that.
did not do that. I was so proud. I mean, this was self-discipline. So we went into the room and they had dumbbells, and we were doing the dumbbells to lift weights and stuff, and they were over in the far corner. Well, then the coaches and the girls come in and proceeded to sit down on the mats, and the coaches gave them their pep talk for the meet. And
It was so good, you guys. It was so good. It's what I would have said if I was a gymnastics coach. They were nice. I thought maybe they'd be mean to have girls that good. Like, are you rough? They've said that in the past. Weren't they? Well, you didn't hear it all, did you?
I heard a lot of it. They were very encouraging.
Very encouraging. And when you make a mistake, let it go. It's behind you. You can't change it. Always go forward and do the next right thing and have fun doing this. I mean, it goes on and on and on. It was so good. I was inspired. I was like, yes, I'm going to be an Olympic. Well, maybe not, but I would if I could.
So here's the thing. The meet was good, but sitting there in the weight room listening to this talk from these coaches probably made the whole trip for her. I'm just saying. So, and again, we kind of waved to the coaches as they were leaving, and they smiled at us and stuff. And then, Beth, what happened at the meet?
So Steve dropped me off at the afternoon meet on Saturday because it was going to rain. We had just gone to brunch, and I like to watch the warm-ups. I don't want to just see the meet. I want to see more. I want to see every minute that I can of every skill they're going to do, right? So he dropped me off. So I'm sitting there, and we're in the fourth row. The LSU coach and Haley Bryant, if you guys follow college gymnastics, she was the champion like 3 years ago. She's the assistant coach there. They were right beside us. I mean, we were down in these great seats. And I don't know how to pronounce Mr. Lukens,
Valeri.
Coach Lukens, Valeri. I want to call him Valerie or something. But Valeri looked up and was like, oh, it's the lady from the...
It's the stalkers from the gym.
I know, and I'm like, oh, but we're friendly. We're not bad guys. So
Yeah, he couldn't escape us.
Yeah.
So no. But turned out that Hesley had a disappointing meet. She crashed on her dismount from the bars on the very first routine that she did, and she never really recovered. She didn't do the forget about it, just do the next right thing.
Except, can we talk about this? She's 16 or 17 years old, and her face is on everything. There's giant billboards with her face all over Chicago, all over at least the arena. And the pressure, she's the Olympic champion, right? Or her team is. And I just think the pressure got to her, and she made a mistake, and she actually got hurt. Okay, folks, she fell, flipping quickly from the bars, and got the wind knocked out of her
Flat
on the ground.
on her stomach when she landed on the crash.
You and I, we would have been like, excuse me, I'm hurt. I am now withdrawing from the meet. But this young lady got up and finished the meet. So on social media, there's people dissing her, and I'm like, I feel like her mother. Leave her alone. She is a good gymnast, and she had a bad day. Okay,
Right.
I won't say any more.
So meanwhile, her gym mate, Claire, who she was the junior all-around champion, right, in the juniors.
But she just moved up to seniors.
Just moved up to seniors.
So
But
she is barely 16.
she's
or
really,
turning
really
16
good. In the
this year.
first elite meet of this season, she won the beam. She got the gold medal, right? So she announced, I am here. And she had a really good meet, and she ended up winning the all-around. And so,
that was the girl who Steve met her
yeah,
mother
her mom.
in the
So
elevator.
I'd like to think our cheering had something to do with it.
I
but
think
doubt
our
it.
cheering had nothing to do with
Absolutely
it.
nothing to do with it. But yeah, so anyway, it was a unique experience. It was a lot of fun.
And if you guys think we're weirdos, you're
Yeah,
right.
we
We,
pretty much
are. We are.
Yeah.
But everybody has their thing, right? So, gymnastics is so cool, though. I just love it.
So I am about to leave to go to Clear Lake because tomorrow I am riding on Ragbri. Ragbri is the Register's annual Great Bike Ride across Iowa. It's from the western border to the eastern border. It takes a week. It's roughly 70 miles a day that people ride on their bike. If you're doing it right, you camp in tents every night all the way across. But my 3 brothers and I have been doing it maybe 2 days out of the 7.
I usually do it too.
For the last, and Beth has done it too. And but we stay in hotels or Airbnbs because, you know, I'm just not into tent camping, especially after I've gotten all sweaty and dirty and everything. I mean, there's public showers you can go to, but it's not for me. So we stay. This time we've got an Airbnb in Clear Lake. We'll be there for 2 nights, and but it's kind of an annual reunion with my brothers, who I don't see as much as I should. So I'm excited about it.
It will be very fun.
The problem is, tomorrow is not the best weather day to be riding a bike in the cornfields of Iowa. It's supposed to be feels like temperature of 103, 75% humidity. More than that when you're riding past the cornfields, because there's a phenomena called corn sweat, where the corn gives off moisture and it makes it even more humid.
Now, if you weren't here to hear about the Cubs game or the elite gymnasts going to the Olympics, I'm sure you came to hear about corn sweat, right?
Right. It's a real thing. All right, Beth, what do we got?
Okay, we have 2 cards. #Prize Patrol. I am going to be with you live in the comments, and I'm going to write down the number, which number of Prize Patrol is going to win before it starts. And so you will find out in the comments tonight who wins. We don't have the timer normal Prize Patrol doohickey going, but you will find out tonight. If you win one of these cards, you know, this would be good for retirement, relax and enjoy. It would be good for a teacher going on summer break, or someone going on vacation, their first trip to Hawaii. There's all kinds of good things you could use this card for. But thank you for joining us. Please come back. We are here literally every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We record the video if we can't be here live. And we just appreciate you and love chatting with you. Like I said, I'll be in the comments answering all your comments, and I'm excited to see you soon. So have a blessed week, and please come back next week. And remember, free shipping Wednesday to Friday this week. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.